Guys, is anyone saying Todd? We're on. Like we're live. Anywhere? Where are you?
Oh, there you are. Erin, I have a present for you.
I'm making the high-pitched noise heard only by
I know.
bees.
That's because they go with the other buntinis.
Hello, kitten.
Why are we being blessed with this today?
Mommy has missed you so much. No. April's 10th anniversary on Saturday.
Oh, nothing but cakes.
Nothing but cakes. My girlfriend April, it was really cool. We were actually there to celebrate her very first grand opening. It's 10389 South Street in Sandy, if you've never been there. And these are heaven. I mean, they're...
You gotta show them. Get away.
You're going to mess them up.
You can't eat during the show.
Yeah, I can. Oh gosh. It's so freaking good.
What did you say?
I said it's so freaking
Oh,
delicious.
okay, that's what I thought I didn't hear. Okay, I'm going to put these down here away from you. Welcome, everybody, to the Todd and Erin.
There's a gigantic cake in front of us.
New
You can't
time.
stop me.
It's a prop. They had to do... Don't. I have to
And
do...
she's frosty.
No, don't make it dance. It doesn't make it better. It's awesome already. We have to tell you. I heard a really cool story yesterday. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of something. We were talking about the first sign of spring, and you said daffodils and crocus and stuff like that. And I said the fiddleheads.
Fiddlehead ferns, for
in
sure.
Maine, when they come up and before they uncurl, you can eat them, and they're delicious, and you can pan fry them. Pussy willows. It's like once
I never see them anymore.
once you start talking about them, more prevalent in other parts of the country, but once you start talking about spring and stuff, all of a sudden, all these stories pop up, and I was watching on the news and stuff, and the story from Poland,
I'm totally
just
listening.
humoring me. All right, so the story from Poland is a mom cat was down by the river, and her little kittens all fell in the river chasing butterflies.
So far, this is a really depressing story.
It was horrifying, and they're going down the river, being pulled down. They didn't have a chance, and a willow tree dipped her boughs into the water, and the kittens all hung on really tight. Pussy willows from Poland. Who
That is
knew?
the sweetest thing.
I know.
Oh my God.
The glitter crap
It just never stops, does
continues at our house. I'm now 4 showers in and still glitter like a stripper.
it? And I've got one right in the center of my nose that I can't get rid of, and my eyes keep crossing. It's driving me nuts.
Should we show them? Let's show them the video from yesterday.
This is my Easter eggs that were covered in glitter.
I know
they'll
what
see.
she's doing because
Yeah.
there is a trail of this throughout the house. I knew it. 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 I knew it.
Really?
I don't think you realize what you have done to our household.
Yes.
These eggs that you did for
They
Easter.
initially seemed like a really good idea because they were like $1, and I thought, okay, I can take them in, and I'll put the kids, Zach and Zoe's, like big toy in them, and they're
Right.
easy to find. And,
Yeah.
And
Can I-
then they're next to impossible to open up, and then they're next to impossible to close.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get them close. So
Have you not noticed? Put this down. This is a weapon of war. Have you not noticed your shirt?
Okay, wait.
Have you not noticed your mouth, your eyes,
Okay.
your hair?
Wait.
It's in your hair.
You dare judge me?
Yes.
You're wearing lobster pants.
Awesome lobster pants. All right, so
Lobster pants with glitter on them.
Did you really just do that?
There you go.
Oh, stop!
Now all of us are covered in glitter. We're gonna sparkle just like a unicorn.
You know I can't ever sleep with you now. I cannot share a bed because that will never come. I'm soiled.
Yes, you are, and it will stay that way.
Why?
Because glitter is like the herpes of craft supplies.
Oh,
You just can't get rid of it. I have accepted my fate. Accept yours.
here, you hold this. I'm gonna go jump off the balcony.
Such a crybaby.
Oh, such disdain for my wife. And it's not like you're ashamed anymore.
Oh gosh, no.
It's in our bed.
It's in all
It's
the
on my
carpet.
toothbrush. I was brushing. I mentioned the I spit the toothbrush. It was glitter.
Yeah, there's been a lot of other comments about where we're going to find it soon, but I just had to put those out of my mind.
Think about going to the beach and where the sand goes. And now it's even.
It can be worse though. It could be edible
What
glitter.
is wrong with
Now,
people?
here's something that's interesting. There is a difference between non-toxic glitter and edible
What?
glitter.
What?
It's true. Basically, it's this. Edible glitter is something that they made out of like cornstarch and cellulose and blah, blah, blah. But they've been doing it on different foods now. And it's not the stuff that you get like in the craft aisle, but they wanted things to be more sparkly. Like there is a woman brewer for the Sasquatch Brewery in Portland, Oregon. She made Gold Dust Woman beer. And she used golden glitter. And she said it makes this very pretty swirl.
Well, Goldschlager, it's like a 100 proof vodka drink that has gold flakes floating in it.
Yeah, and like Zoe's unicorn birthday cake that we got.
So wrong. So wrong.
It had glitter all over it too. Also edible glitter. But now they're putting it on stuff that I'm beginning to find somewhat troubling. For instance,
Like what?
pizza. Pizza seems like that might be maybe not necessary. You can also find it now on glitter bagels. That's a really big one down in San Francisco. One London
What is
pub,
wrong with you?
One London pub is making glitter gravy, which to me is like, okay, now right there, I'm drawing the line. As much as I love glitter, I'm drawing the line at glitter gravy. But they said that they added sparkles to the brown meaty sauce to cheer up a basic roast. I'm like, was the roast depressed? Or what was? But in any case, now they've got the rainbow glitter pizza. And the next one they say is going to be the glitter ramen, where
That's
they're
so
attempting
wrong.
to make sure
No,
they
I'm
have
sorry.
it into all of the
I'm
individual
sorry.
ramen strands.
I'm sorry. So ramen. So if you're in college, it makes you happier that you're eating crap.
I guess.
So a roast, really? I could
They
see
did it
ice
to
cream.
cheer up a roast. I'm like, what?
Ice cream, maybe.
Maybe ice cream. And like I said, the little cupcakes, like Zoe's cake, those were adorable. But I mean, like, do you really want to eat glitter pizza?
If I'm
it's
sitting,
like we're all going to be pooping like unicorns because it's
I-
like there's
magic.
There's really nothing left. I mean, if they're going to keep sticking it in everything we eat.
If I was at a restaurant, okay, and I'm having like a really nice ribeye steak, and I got mashed potatoes, I got some side dishes going on here, and I'm doing this, and someone came by and shot some glitter on top, I am chasing you down with a dull spoon. Things are going to happen to you. It's not going to be a quick death. Things are going to happen to you that you won't even tell your mother about.
Oh, Wendy on Facebook said, Erin, do you need any help with those nothing bundt cakes? Because I'm here for you. I can be there in a minute.
Right.
And she said, really? You're eating that in front of me, but no red velvet? I'll eat the red velvet in front of you if you want.
We have it right here. Mm-hmm. That's it right there.
Ooh, but there is the white chocolate raspberry one, Lindy,
Right.
just in case you were wondering what that
All
one was
right.
like. It's
Yesterday,
very good.
something frightening happened to me, and this started. Would you like to explain this? It started about 2 months ago, and we were renting a house, and in the driveway, in the cracks, there started to be the first sign of some weeds coming up.
Well, no, because it was irritating when we moved in. It was deathly hot, and nothing survived unless you watered it all the time. But there's this huge strip on the side that you want to keep pleased. We barked it so it would look all pretty and smooth and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's weeds coming up everywhere, and it's like defiant, multiple different kinds of weeds. Like
What is your hate
like
of
the
weeds?
cracks in the pavement are trying to show off every possible permutation of weed that they can offer me. It's like just because everything was
So-
all clean and
so-
aligned before, and now it's all.
To make Erin happy,
You said that you would spray the weed killer and you would get rid of my weeds, and it still has not happened.
I said I would get you.
You were going to let me take vengeance on the weeds all by myself? No, but I can't be the only one. Like, if you spend a ton of time gardening and you work really hard to make something look nice, you kind of want it to stay pretty, right? I mean, you worked on it.
Erin goes to the store.
I didn't know how much I was going to need.
This is what she brings back. All right, now this looks better. We're talking
Don't get
about
that near my cake.
We're talking about an 8-foot strip. Okay. Now you realize that this kills everything it touches, right? So if you can't spot weeds, and the grass around it will die too.
You have to be careful. I know.
So
See?
now she's got a
I've got like the deathly wand of
She's
weed
got-
killer awesomeness.
yeah. And you know why she can't use this yet? Because we don't have batteries for it. It comes with batteries.
I figured it would just be like a pump sprayer.
There has never been a weed killer or anything that I've seen ever come with batteries for it.
It's the comfort wand.
It looks like a medical device. So we're going to get you some batteries, although it's going to rain the rest of the week, so I'm sorry to say
No,
that.
we can do that today, and it's not going to rain until I think Friday. So we're perfect.
She's like the Gestapo.
How would you correlate my desire to be rid of weeds with the Gestapo?
I don't know, batteries. You have batteries to kill weeds.
How does that
Batteries.
relate to the Gestapo?
I can see a big pump sprayer like this, you know,
I
like
kind of
that.
thought that's what I was getting. I didn't know they were going to make it all high tech and stuff.
Oh my
but-
gosh.
Yeah, but we are going to have a nice pristine driveway again, and I think that's what's important.
This next story is one of the most frightening I've seen in a long time.
Oh man, yeah.
You have it.
Ancestor.com, which I absolutely, Ancestry.com, which I love. Todd and I have seen multiple commercials. We've seen like social experiments where people were like, I am certain I'm this, I'm 100% this, and then they find out that they have all these really beautiful extra elements to
I'm
their
Arabian.
DNA. And do you remember the one? There was a Palestinian and an Israeli, and they found out that they were like second cousins. And it's like, and this is two cultural elements that tend to feel a lot of animosity, and they were hugging and crying. It was such a cool thing. But so Kelly Roulette probably went, this is great. I'm going to have one of those beautiful moments, and I'm going to learn about myself, and it's going to be amazing.
I'm interested in doing it. How much? I don't even know how much it costs.
I think it varies. Some
Really?
can be relatively
Hundreds.
inexpensive, like
Hundreds?
50, and some are very, very expensive.
All right.
It just depends. Well, the test showed her that her DNA matched a sample from a doctor more than 500 miles away.
Oh, that's
And
weird.
even though she had never heard of him before, Ancestry.com said it was a parent-child relationship, and the odds of the match were 99.9%. Well, at the time, Kelly had not been aware that more than 36 years ago her parents had been struggling to conceive, and she did not know that her mother had undergone artificial insemination,
Oh,
or
no.
that she and her parents
Oh no.
know that her mother's fertility doctor had
Oh, no.
utilized his own material
Oh.
in order to get Kelly's mom pregnant.
Oh.
So we all found all this out because there's a lawsuit that was filed last week in U.S. District Court here in Utah, where Roulette accused Gerald Mortimer, who's now retired, he's an obstetrician gynecologist in Idaho Falls, of fraud and medical negligence, amongst other things. He could not immediately be reached for comment. What a surprise, because he's probably packing a bag right now. But that's just heartbreaking. Apparently, they were living in Idaho Falls at the time and having trouble conceiving. The doctor had done some procedures, and she ended up pregnant, and it was a very happy time.
What would
Moved
you
here
do?
to Utah.
What do you do? What do you do with this information?
You
What do you do?
You
Here
sue
you are.
him.
Okay, but your child is your child,
Well, here's the deal, and,
right?
and
It
I think
affects nothing, no part of that.
Well, here's the deal. It doesn't impact us because, I mean, we have a child that we've adopted who is instantaneously ours to this cellular level.
Right.
There's nothing more bone deep than the fact that Zoe is our daughter. Nothing.
Very true.
But for a child, they want to have an understanding of these things. They want to have a better sense of who they are and where they came from. So I can see that they would be interested in having this information. But in her particular case, this sucks. Because this is never going to be a heartwarming introduction of, yeah, I'm glad I could help your folks get pregnant. And there's not going to be any of that because he sucks. So that part is sad.
This is not spoken, and this is not spoken of ever, as far as parents go with their child.
I mean, which
Absolutely no conversation.
Complete
whatever.
surprise, yeah.
No,
I know.
complete secrecy.
Well, I don't know if it's that so much as maybe it didn't even occur to them.
All right, so they weren't with the couple that happened to.
Well, no, but they had undergone artificial insemination,
Right.
but they had a baby. So I'm not sure where I would ever think to go, oh, by the way, did you know that I was artificial, So yeah, she didn't know that they'd had fertility treatments, but that's very common now.
Do they
so it's not that big a
specifically
shock.
know which families this doctor did this to?
That is the next part of this problem, is now that they've filed the lawsuit, apparently 5 or 6 other couples who were being treated around the same time have seen the information, and now they're freaking out. And they've also filed a request. And so, yeah.
But you don't tell your kid. You don't. You just take the money, send them to college, her, him, electrical engineering. It's all great. They go to college, they have a great life.
They're still your daughter or son. You're still their mother or father. It
You
doesn't.
just take all that
in
guy's...
the end, screw it. But
Take all that guy's money.
except for taking all the guy's money.
Take all the guy's money.
Yeah.
Or a
taking that.
woman. Is it a... Oh, it has,
No, it's a man.
has to be a male. Sorry. Birds and bees. Okay, got it.
You remember how this works, baby, right?
It's been a while. No. Utah women sorting... men in college.
Well,
Is this Utah, like universities?
Well, this is it's happy and it's sad to me because number one, here in Utah, we have fairly good high school graduation rates.
We do.
We have fairly good attendance in college of both men and women. However, college graduation rates for women are significantly lower than the rest of the nation. They've caught up to Utah men in bachelor college degree attainment in the last couple of years,
Okay.
but far fewer men are earning graduate degrees compared to their male counterparts, and we are way
Wait,
below the
back up.
rest of
Say
the
that
nation.
one more time.
Okay, we're finally, here's the good news laid out. Women are now catching up to men here in Utah in
Okay.
attaining bachelor degrees.
Right.
However, men versus women attaining graduate degrees here in Utah is
Right.
vastly, vastly different.
Okay. All right. All right.
See, one of the problems they had initially attributed it to is that there's a lot of early marriage here, starting families earlier, and when it happens is the woman is more likely to drop out and not be able to attain her degree
do the family
than the
thing.
male.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying this is good because at least we're getting this much farther, but they're not going on from there. And as you know, a graduate degree is one thing that makes a decisive difference in how much you earn for the rest of your life. So,
Two things.
yes.
Coming from the East Coast, I had never heard about college people being married. Ever. It was like never, ever.
Really?
Ever. Never heard it once.
When did you people get married? Like when you retired? I mean, when...
I have so many answers that I will not speak of. And the second thing is that with the current situation in the world and employment stuff, what are graduate degrees worth?
A lot of it depends on, of course, obviously the graduate degree you're getting.
Engineering.
If it's in STEM,
yes,
in the
yes,
sciences, and those
yes.
things, like crazy. If it's in Lithuanian and folk poetry, probably
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much.
So a lot of it depends.
And I've read a lot about the fact that depending what you're doing, sometimes the technology is moving so quickly, what you're studying isn't there when you get out.
That's one of the big problems that teachers have now starting in preschool. I had talked to Zoe's preschool principal, and she said, we have no idea what we are training these kids to do.
Exactly.
She said, none of us do. She says, if you're trying to extrapolate 10, 15 years into the future, we
Exactly,
can't.
exactly.
So what they try to teach now is critical thinking and flexibility.
So the kids are doing this.
No, precisely. Your ability to change and your
Right.
ability to be flexible. That's
Right.
what they try to teach. And that's really challenging if you think about it,
Our,
because
our international language was French. They taught us. They
that
taught
everyone
us
would be-
French.
everyone would be
We
speaking
all
French.
be go and ouvre la fenêtre, open the door, ferme la bouche, shut your mouth. That's about it. That's about all I got.
See, every foreign language I know, I learned all the swear words first, so I'm not really a linguistic marvel.
Such a sailor.
Yeah, but you want to learn all the fun
Sailor.
parts
Shall we
first.
get some information?
That's probably best. Daisy, of course, is in the Gephardt Daily newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you can find some amazing answers within 4 minutes. Also by Stay Fit Utah. Now, if you haven't had a personal health analysis from Stay Fit Utah, this is a science-based nutrition report that can give you a fantastic ability to heal all kinds of problems and begin to feel your actual age again instead of much, much older. And, of course, by All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. If you want to go to allutahplumbing.com, this might be a good time to check and make sure your swamp cooler or your air conditioner is ready to go for summer. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Wednesday, April 4th on GephartDaily.com. An indictment of accused murderer Jared William Baum revealed more details in the deaths of Eureka teens Riley Powell and Braylon Breezy Otterson. The indictment filed Tuesday indicates that Baum's live-in girlfriend, Morgan Henderson, not only had knowledge of the teens' fate, but was present on December 30th when the teens were stabbed and dumped into an abandoned mine shaft in Utah County. Henderson is in the Utah County Jail, charged with obstruction of justice. Baum is also behind bars, charged with aggravated murder, kidnapping, and abuse of a human corpse. A South Salt Lake man has been formally charged in his father's stabbing death. 38-year-old Warren Richard Phelps was charged Monday with 1 count of first-degree murder in the March 19th stabbing that claimed the life of Richard Phelps, 65, with whom he lived. A probable cause statement revealed that Phelps and his father were arguing over a television set at the time of the fatal attack. Phelps is being held on $1 million bail. And the Salt Lake County Health Department has reported the county's first 2 deaths due to the hepatitis A outbreak. Both victims were adults who belonged to one or more population groups previously identified by health officials as high risk for contracting hepatitis A. The high-risk groups included people experiencing homelessness, people who use illegal drugs, or people who are or have recently been incarcerated. And time now for a look at your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audio-visual specialists, and also by Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash, with an outlet in South Ogden and a brand new state-of-the-art facility on Antelope Drive in Layton. After days of chilly weather, we'll see temperatures in the mid-60s for the next couple of days. In fact, the high in St. George is going to hit around 80. We'll continue to have mild temperatures, although expect to see a few more clouds as we head towards the weekend, when another storm system makes its way into the state Friday morning. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GebhardtDaily.com. For now, Todd and Erin,
Yes.
I'm going to enjoy this delicious bundt cake and throw it back to you.
Well, everyone is eating bundt cakes except for me. I have control here. Thanks, Daisy. All right, so
We don't-
So
Okay, here we go.
welcome
Thank you,
everyone
Daisy,
back.
very much.
I'm the only one who has this kind of vigor to hold myself to do my work first.
Whatever.
So what do you want
It's
to talk
nothing
about,
but
Erin?
If you're not a cream cheese zombie slave yet, you're going to be by Saturday. I can hardly wait to see Daisy just turn. It's going to be great. First of all, nothing but cakes. Let me explain. The reason why we do have the beautiful party cake is Nothing But Cakes is turning 10. It's the 10th anniversary, and this is pretty cool. We're going to be there on Saturday, this Saturday, April 7th, at Nothing But Cakes. It's 10389 South State Street in Sandy, in the Southtown Commons, and it's amazing. We were there for the very first one. We've been there every year because April has been turning out these glorious, decadent bundt cakes forever. Now, the first 50 people in line on grand opening day will get, when they get their purchase, they get a free buntini every month for the full year. And also, it's buy one get one free buntinis, 25% off all the goodies, all the retail she has, all the adorable things. And of course, there'll be tons and tons of cake samples. I'm going to be there from 9 to 11. I'll have tons of treats too. Basically, come in and celebrate with us. I love the fact that it's woman-owned. I love the fact that she's local. I love the fact that there's cream cheese, frosting, coating, everything in that store. 10389 South State Street in Sandy. It's this Saturday. It is Nothing But Cakes.
It is time to tell me something good.
This is a pretty good one. Are you ready?
Tell me something good.
I have enormous, every time I see somebody on an airplane who's quite heavy,
Yes.
and you know they're trying to sit down, and you know that they're extremely uncomfortable, and I have enormous empathy, because if anyone has ever battled their way, you
That's
know.
not the same guy, is it?
This is the same guy, Tony Busey. He's lost 326 pounds in 2 years, and he said the transformation were the wildfires that swept through Fort McMurray in 2016.
Right.
Now, just when everyone that the blaze had diminished and all the other workers were being sent back to the area to assess the damage, they were like, okay, and they went, oh crap, the fires are picking up again. They had to get out of there. They had to evacuate immediately. So he was ushered to the front of the line of passengers because of his weight. And even though he was used to the looks that he used to get for his size, the final straw was he had to take up 2 airplane seats. And remember, they were trying to jam people on this
Somebody
plane
else's seat. I get it.
and get them out. And so he realized, I just took somebody's seat, and he says, I'm going to lose weight. And so he said, here's somebody's dad or wife or husband, somebody's family member waiting for their mom or dad to come home, and they had to wait longer because I was too big to sit next to. And he said, that had a
gosh.
profound impact. At the time, he was 567 pounds. He wore size 66 pants.
My gosh.
Immediately after getting back to his hotel, he started ordering healthier meals. He started exercising by 5 minutes a day. And think about that. At that weight, 5 minutes is a freaking eternity.
It is.
And he built up to 10 minutes. And then he said, 2 years ago, I could barely walk to my car. I could barely fit into my car.
And now,
he weighs 241 pounds. He joined a gym. He ran a marathon on the 3rd anniversary of his weight loss journey. And he's caught up with traveling all over the world that he had waited so long to do.
Interesting motivation.
But can you imagine how that would just hit you like a sledgehammer?
Yeah.
But just the fact that that was the thing and he had the strength to do it. I have such admiration for him. So that was cool.
All right, so coming up next, we're going to talk about asthma in kids in Utah and what might be a link.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing. But first of all, Fink and McGregor. Now, we've talked about this before, but with Mortgages Made Simple, it really is Fink and McGregor, because this is what he does all the time. So when you go to Just Out and you go online and you go through all the questionnaires, and you'll find out, number one, that you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Number two, you're going to find out there's a zillion different kinds. He was telling, I said, give me some of the most random ones ever. And there were ones for like specialized industries or specialized workers. There were extra ones for if it was a first-time home buyer or if it's this kind of buyer. But the point is this, he can find you something that really fits you, and it can be so much less expensive than if you're getting it from a bank or you're getting it from another mortgage lender, because he's got so many. He can do them quickly. They don't have to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So it's fink-mcgregor.com. Go on and take a look. And we will be back next with the whole scary asthma thing. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to ColumbusVacations.com. And all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GephartDaily.com any time of the day or night?
All right, welcome back. I just saw this story. We plan to talk about it, but I just saw the story highlighted on CNN or something. Mm-hmm. And it's a pretty amazing thing. So 19 years since car collision and left Liz paralyzed from the waist down. Her loving husband said, nope, not going to happen. Because they were really active. They go out and do all this
and
stuff,
imagine
right?
the change in your mobility, what you would be able to do.
Right.
Yeah, it's huge.
And so they basically, he said, there's got to be something. No education in engineering, by the way.
Really?
None.
Oh, so this isn't like a STEM genius and this is all he did.
Exactly.
This is a regular guy. Okay.
Well, he said, here she is in her situation. She can't go with us anywhere we want to go. And so go ahead and show the picture. They made her a tank.
Now, when you say a tank, that is look at the tracks on those wheels.
Yeah,
How wide are those?
It's like a foot and 18 inches.
Oh, that's hysterical.
That, my friends, is a tank to go fishing, to go hiking, to go camping, to do anything he wants and she wants to do.
Look how happy she is.
I know.
Oh, man.
And it's like, think about the mobility. And, I mean, they have to harness her in because she's evidently hell on wheels with this.
She does. She looks so happy, too. That's so
right?
sweet.
He sold dozen of these. And it's so funny because during the interview I was watching, it was just like, he's like, I don't make any money on these. And he goes, but we have some people donating parts and hydraulics and stuff like that, and pulley systems and stuff like that. Now that he's hit as so many people, because he helps veterans, he helps.
So it's a labor of love now, and he couldn't be charging wild amounts of money because this is different for him.
And his friends are helping him out. He goes, you'd be surprised what a couple cases of beer will do, volunteer wise. And he's got one that allows her to stand up.
Oh, man.
So
really?
She can go from a sitting position to a stand-up position, which means she can be in the kitchen. She can be reaching books off shelves. She can do a lot more, anything almost she can imagine she can do, whether it's standing up, because just think of the pressure relief
of
actually
incredible.
Standing up.
Oh, yeah, that would be incredible because once again, no matter how flexible and limber your wheelchair is, you're still set at a certain level. For her to be able to rise up and out of it is amazing.
And she still won't wear a helmet. What? I'd feel
I love her.
This is how it happened in the first place.
I love this girl.
She's so funny.
That is an incredible story. And I love the fact, though, because if anyone who's been shopping for a wheelchair knows, especially the high-tech ones,
oh my gosh,
they're $10,000 to $20,000. The regular person
much.
is not going to, and especially since his wouldn't be covered by insurance, the regular person wouldn't be able to afford that, except for the fact that he's trying to make this attainable for everybody. I mean, that's amazing to me.
It's so funny. He goes, well, we just kind of tinkered around and came up with it. I've been struggling, as you probably have been telling, with breathing lately and coughing. And,
your allergies are not good.
And I don't have asthma. The story's about asthma. But I've recently had that kind of shortness of breath and that kind of freaky panic that you can get if you have asthma. And so
Where you can't draw a full breath. I mean, I can't imagine.
And the more information that comes from research and things like that, and now they have something new.
Well, this is scary. I mean, they've known that allergies and asthma have been on the rise in children for decades now.
Right.
And they were beginning to be really concerned. Here in Utah, I mean, in my Zoe's class, there's half the kids have some sort of breathing or allergy issue. Half the kids.
During the bad air days, they keep everyone inside.
Yeah, it's not worth risking it. So we know that the bad air here in Utah does play a small part, but what they're finding, they just published this in the pediatric medicine periodical, the use of acid suppressive medications and antibiotics during infancy actually does enhance the subsequent development of allergic diseases, including asthma.
Wait a minute, the mom taking it?
This is heartbreaking. No, the children. For instance, 8% of all children they found received a prescription for acid suppressive therapy, which I've never heard of. None of our kids did, but oh my gosh. But they all got antibiotics more than once because of ear infections and other problems.
Oh yeah, there's kids who have chronic ear infections.
So this is, and for the acid suppressants, this is, I guess, for little ones who have feeding problems, they regurgitate a lot. So unfortunately, those are all elements that you have to treat them with medications. You have... So this is their dilemma now, is they're trying to go, okay, are there alternate medications we can do? Is there a way that we can change these medications that doesn't seem to be enhancing this? And part of it is they still can't understand the systemic development between the medication and the symptom.
How big a study is this?
It's huge.
Okay,
they did this over half of Europe and half of America.
They're still bringing it together and stuff.
So they're trying to figure out now the causative development. So what do we do now that we know this medication can go to this? How is it happening?
And does it affect every kid?
But what they are saying is they now see they've got
some
enough
kind of thing.
Proof to show that you take this, your chances of getting this are are much higher. So that puts us on a new step. But I guess the first is to question how much you have to have the meds. Can you maybe get them past the ear infection without them? Or I don't know.
The next story is something we don't have to worry about.
Oh, that's good.
And that's the beautiful thing, because it says midlife wealth can kill you. We are totally free of that problem.
It's actually midlife wealth shock. Now, here's the deal. It's big financial loss. It can shorten your life. What they were finding is middle-aged Americans, who unfortunately, this happens all the time, who experience a sudden large economic blow, were more likely to die within the next 5 years than those who didn't. The heightened danger after a devastating loss, which researchers were calling wealth shock, crossed socioeconomic lines. No matter how much money they had to start with, they were still seeing the problem afterwards. And this is nearly 9,000 people. They were analyzing their experiences because they were trying to figure out why they were seeing this sudden mortality afterwards. And what they found is that it's really a story about everybody. Overall, wealth shock tied to a 50% greater risk of dying. And part of this, they say, is obviously it doesn't affect your health directly, but it's the shock, it's the loss of confidence, it's the massive increased anxiety of what's going to happen to you and your family. Perhaps can you find another job? And that was what started bringing on these chronic diseases and issues that actually caused the earlier death. So you were 50% more likely. That's terrifying.
Actually, someone's retired 3 times.
And then they had to come back out. Yeah.
Came back out. Back in. Back retired. And then back in, depending on medical issues and stuff like that.
I mean, that's really scary. They say that the average loss was about $100,000, but it was 1 in 4 people who had the wealth shock passed away within the next 5 years. That's not scary at all. So I'm guessing the key message here is that we should all be feeling better about being poor. I would rather be poor than dead. So there's that. That was
not all viaducts are dirty.
That was a really depressing story, wasn't it?
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing. Let's do something more cheerful.
I'm going to tell you. Tell me one of your favorite foods.
Well, I'm looking at it right now.
What is it?
Cream cheese frosting.
Okay. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Name something else. Say pizza.
Pizza.
Can't have it. Sorry.
Why can't I have pizza?
In Tampa restaurant, they only serve things that start with C.
Cream cheese frosting. I'm okay.
Yeah. Most people would shun you because you're not putting the cream frosting on things.
No, that's not necessary.
Just getting a bucket of it.
It's more like a direct application. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how this started. It's called the C House. And they decided that a lot of their favorite foods began with C.
Sure.
Like cheesecake.
Obviously.
So that's on the menu.
Sure.
There are some cheaters in here, though. I'm a little disturbed by it.
Explain.
Well, okay, let's go down the list. Chocolate cake, right? Cereal, chicken, anything
Those are all
chicken,
C's.
right? What else?
Corn, anything corn-based, like corn
Corn.
dogs, corn on the cob,
Okay,
cornbread. Let's see.
not too bad. Not
Anything
too bad
cheese,
so
because
far.
there's so many different cheese things, right?
Cheeseburgers. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Cheese and macaroni.
This is when it goes all askew.
Okay.
Canadian fries.
Poutine.
See, it doesn't work. That's a made-up name.
No, you can count Canadian fries.
Okay, cheesy mac. Made up. Cheating.
I've heard of cheesy mac before.
No, I've never heard of it.
No, you're just flipping
What is
mac
it,
and cheese.
Russian? No, it's not. It's pork and beans. No, it's beans and pork. No, it's pork and beans. But that doesn't begin with a C, so you're not eating that either. At first, it seems so great, but then they're just cheating. Christopher's Steakhouse.
They serve things
Christopher's
starts with a C,
Steakhouse.
but they also serve things that don't begin with C. For instance, like porterhouse steaks and
And it's
ribeye
good.
steaks
It's good
and fillets, and
yeah.
They do serve cheesecake, and they serve lobster corn dogs, which, by the way, is like the best appetizer I have ever witnessed in my lifetime. Here's the deal: about a year ago, we tried to find the best steakhouse in Utah, like the 4-star one, the big one, and it was Christopher's. So we contacted them saying, "Would you give away dinner?" So people could, hang out with people they love that they haven't seen and enjoy themselves and talk and
They
be
said
happy.
yes.
And so for the last year, that's exactly what we've been doing. Now, it's embarrassingly easy to win this. All you have to do is, you're watching the show, and I don't care when you're watching, just mention it on the Facebook page. If you're on Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved, to say steak or Christopher's or I want to eat or I don't care what. Or if you're on the Todd and Erin page and you're part of the conversation, hi,
I like
Jill. I
meat.
agree. Yes, of course. Heather, yes, of course, you're now entered. And then on Friday, we draw a winner, and you take 3 friends to Christopher's.
There
It's
you
that
go.
simple.
It is that simple. When it come back,
I don't believe in love anymore. There's another split in Hollywood, and it's like, okay, I don't even believe in love now.
why?
How could this one have happened?
We'll find out next.
No, I'm very upset. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. Welcome back. It is the Todd and Erin Hollywood Connection, brought to you by Connect Heating and Air, our beloved friends. You can go to utahheatingandcooling.com. Maybe it's a good time to get everything checked up for summer. If you want to get all your sprinklers fixed and such, they would be the people to do that.
How long have these people been married?
Okay, I don't even want to believe in love anymore. Okay, they've been married 9 years, that's it. But they've been
Pretty
together.
good for Hollywood, right?
But they've been together for 15 years, and they're adorable, and they have a little girl named Everly, and
What
they've
happened?
always been precious. It's Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan Tatum. I'm so depressed. The last time they were together, apparently, that would be me crying on Twitter because I was really upset about it yesterday. So there was some anxiety and misery. Ugh. This makes me so sad. They did kind of a cheesy statement that was all about love and stuff, and that we still
What
love
did
each
you
other,
want?
but
What
we're
did-
on different paths of love, and we're still loving our daughter, and we love each other on our
Right.
different love paths of love.
What were you looking for? Like an ice pick challenge?
No.
Like a brawl?
No, I was asking.
With a stick with a big nail in it?
No, I just was hoping they would stay together. Because now the big split announcements tend to be more and more like grandiose, whereas it's just, I want to just hear, I'm really sad and depressed it didn't work out, but we really like our kid.
The Angelina Jolie thing and Brad Pitt thing,
That was devastating.
that was devastating.
Yeah, and then there was like Chris Pratt and like Anna Faris. That was incredibly depressing. It's like all the cute, adorable ones are breaking up, and it's like, why?
Let's think of good ones. Tom Hanks,
Rita Wilson, they've been married, what, 40 years, 30?
Kevin Bacon.
And Kira Sedgwick. They've been together.
Forever.
Remember Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward?
Forever.
And the coolest about that one, they asked them what their secret was when they were both in their 80s and why they were still in love. And she goes, I married him for his body. I still love him for that. And he was sitting there kind of surprised and proud. It was really cute.
The guy from Fargo.
William H. Macy. He's awesome. Yes, his wife was in Desperate Housewives, and I'm struggling to remember her name.
And evidently,
But they did an cast interview with all the women on the show, and they said, who's got the best love life? And they all looked and they pointed at Felicity Huffman and went, yeah, it's her and William.
right.
Yeah, they're crazy.
He's a firecracker.
Isn't that cute?
That's so.
But
There's some good news.
Jenna and Tatum are...
All right, let's get some more information. National headlines.
Yeah, whatever. Like I care anymore. All right, going to Daisy. She's brought to you by Stay Fit. This is Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. It's amazing what they can do with a nutritional analysis for you. Also, by Fink and McGregor Mortgage is made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Within 4 minutes, you get a whole bunch of options. And by All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Good time to check out and make sure everything's working for you. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. I am super sad about Channing and Jenna as well. So sad. Here's what's making news in the US and around the world on Wednesday, April 4th on GephartDaily.com. The woman who fatally shot herself after wounding 3 others at YouTube's California headquarters hated the company and said it ruined her life, her family said. 3 people were shot Tuesday afternoon at YouTube's San Bruno, California facility. A 4th person suffered an ankle injury escaping the gunfire. Police said the shooter died at the scene of a self-inflicted gunshot. Her father said she'd recently told her family she was angry with the company, accusing it of censoring her videos. A U.S. Marine Corps helicopter crashed in Southern California Tuesday afternoon, killing all 4 crew members. The chopper went down about 3:30 p.m. near El Centro, California, a city of about 44,000 people located 10 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border. The cause of the crash is under investigation. The name of the crew members have yet to be released. And ceremonies observing the 50th anniversary of the assassination of civil rights leader Martin Luther King are being held across the U.S. Wednesday. At the Memphis motel where Dr. King was shot, a day of performances and speeches was set to take place with civil rights icons Reverend Jesse Jackson, Andrew Young, and Congressman John Lewis scheduled to take part. Bells will toll across the country 39 times to honor the number of years Dr. King lived at 7:01 p.m. local time, marking the moment he was gunned down. And time now for a look at your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's renowned audio-visual specialists, and also by Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash with an outlet in South Ogden and a brand new state-of-the-art facility on Antelope Drive in Layton. After days of chilly weather, we'll see temperatures in the mid-60s for the next couple of days. Expect to see a few more clouds as we head towards the weekend when another storm system makes its way into the state Friday morning. But until then, it's pretty clear sailing apart from an isolated shower or two. That's it for now. For more news across the nation and around the world 24/7, check out GephartDaily.com. Now I have 2 bundt cakes.
4 more weathers coming up.
Yay! Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy.
Thank you, Daisy. Well, you know what's funny is I'm a little disappointed that she hadn't actually eaten the first one before you came back with the second. It makes me question her.
Wait. How are you going to work all this out? You got this going on.
I know.
Bun cakes, and then you got Stay Fit.
This is different. See, Stay Fit goes through something different where it's not just a matter of like, here, let's slap you on a diet, or, you know what, you should be exercising more. What they actually do is they have a fairly complicated analysis they do. They have a blood test, then they do individual supplement recommendations. They do dosages that are specific to testing the tests, your age, your sex, your weight. They do a big correlation of drug interaction with patient test finding, because a lot of times you may be taking prescriptions that are interacting with each other. And a lot of times a regular doctor may not tell you that. Well, the doctor here does. As a matter of fact, one of the nice things is that they go through a whole battery of different things to make sure that they're getting rid of the stuff in you, like maybe heavy metals and problems like that, that are really inhibiting your ability to heal. And once they do that, and once you're eating in a good plan and you feel good about what you're doing, then they start working with maybe joint injuries, or maybe there's back problems. And the doctor, who's a chiropractor, is spectacular, and he can help you overcome a lot of these problems without having to take opioids and having to take tons and tons of prescriptions. So it's an incredibly healing thing, and it's something that's very simple. All you have to do is call, and then you can get set up for a consultation. If you want to learn more, just go to stayfitwellnessclinic.com.
All right, thank you so much. This is everybody's talking about cybersecurity. Everybody's talking about making sure your stuff is collected. We got hacked by who was it that?
That was
screwed us?
Equifax. Yeah,
Equifax, and suddenly we had 4 new credit cards.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah, and so we took care of that problem, and you have to keep an eye on your credit and stuff. And some banks say, "Oh, we'll do this after they screwed you over." No, we'll give you credit monitoring. Oh, yay!
You're
Thanks.
so generous, thank you.
So how do you know if you've been hacked? How do you know that your information is not sitting someplace
Boy, that's scary.
in the possession of someone else?
I don't know, but it sounds vaguely horrifying so far.
There's someone here to help you out. And it's called haveibeenpounded.com. And what you
Well,
do
so far I like them just for the name of the website, but go on.
they're talking about along with 153 million others when Adobe was hacked.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad
So they
one.
decided, you know what, they might as well help people out, haveibeenpounded.com. And so basically you go on to haveibeenpounded.com and you put in your email address. Now that's safe, right? Mm-hmm. Haveyoubeenpounded.com?
Well, it depends if it's a certified site.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so the gentleman who wrote the article, he had been pounded like 8 times, and he had to go in and change a bunch of stuff.
That's
and
horrifying,
Secure
yeah.
himself, yeah. I'm going to read more about this before I go onto my computer and punch in the search haveibeenpounded.com, because that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Well, one of the main problems that they're having, no, this is a certified site, you're safe. And the important thing is they also don't ask you a ton of questions. The only thing they ask you is your email address. One of the problems they say that is the easiest thing to break through are people's passwords. People use things like, I love Steve, their husband, or they'll use like their birth date or something like that. And they say, and it's hard because I get it, I use the same password for like 5 or 6 different things that may or may not matter. But the point is you really
What's
are
the new
supposed-
password, hon? Oh, it's celery guacamole Bacala Pontiac 1972, and it's never that. We do change a lot. But I'll ask her. Did you write it down? Because the next morning, do you remember? I don't. I walk into rooms and not know why I went in there, and suddenly I'm supposed to remember, 14-digit code. It's just not going to work for me.
You know what I've actually thought I'm going to do? I'm either going to use Irish, Gaelic, or Norwegian and just do all of our passwords in those. Because that's really going to be confusing.
Here's the one I was thinking about, and I'm not sure if this makes it too easy for people to do it. Do the phrase in a song.
Oh, that's a good one.
There was a farmer had a dog.
Really? That's the one you're going to go with? Bingo?
Yeah, because I
You
don't know
couldn't
how
even come up
it'd be awesome. Or you can go Fleetwood Mac. Or you can go, keep going, Justin Timberlake. Or you can go, name it.
See, the only problem is that once they catch one of the ones you're doing, then they see this thread, and then they can start using other variations.
That's why you switch over to country. You see? See what I'm talking? You're talking like, pop music, country. And then you got soul, and you got R&B, and then you get...
All right, coming up in just a minute.
My idea.
This is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. There was a huge elementary school dance. There were a lot of little kids there that their parents couldn't come and help them. So somebody else stepped forward en masse to make sure that all the kids had someone there for them. We'll tell you who. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink & McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink & McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
Welcome back.
You're still giggling over that website,
On
aren't you?
Facebook, Jennifer wants to know what was the name of the thing to find out if I've been hacked. And Jennifer, it's haveibeenpounded.com. Here's a good story. School dances. Oh my gosh.
Do you remember all those? The drama, the nervousness, the sweaty hands.
Oh my gosh. The people against the wall.
Oh yeah, always awkwardly standing against the wall with your little thicket of girlfriends.
Wallflowers.
That was most of us.
And you always had like one guy, one friend who was just like, screw it, I'm going over. And you're like, don't do it. Because if they went
They
over
crossed it,
and
the divide.
they got denied, it'd be like that walk of shame all the way back to us. And we'd give him a hard time. But he was brave and he went across
I don't think
the
I
way.
ever turned anyone down who asked me to dance, because if they were brave enough to do it, then you should totally.
Dance with them.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of schools and stuff where parents can't be there for one reason or another. This is North Carolina, and they had this big dance, and so they had a couple officers in the police department that kind of worked with the school a little bit, and so they decided, you know what we're going to do, because a lot of parents worked real hard and they couldn't make the dance.
And it was
Or-
an important one. It's like, we've done this before, where there's like a daddy-daughter thing with Zozo. Or,
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So they stepped up. They stepped up and they went as dates. They went as, not dates, they went as dance partners
Yeah, no,
to
they're
these
friends,
different,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And so they went in and they filled in for all the parents who couldn't be there, or maybe there wasn't a dad in the picture, and they did that, and the woman did it as well. How cool is
It was
that?
the daddy-daughter dance and the mother-son dance. That's
Right,
right. And
right.
so, and imagine how you would feel if you were the kid whose parents couldn't be there. And I love the fact that they jumped in and they're like, "No, we'll totally do this. Come on,
They had a
maybe
lot
we'll
of
twist
kids-
and shout. It's going to rock."
And they had a lot of kids that joined in because they weren't going to go, but then they found out there was going to be a resource available to them.
We're going to have substitute parents there for
Yeah,
you.
so they
I
jumped
just
in
thought
and
that
helped
was
them.
gorgeous.
It is really cool. One of the things that I want to talk about is the critters. I will be working on my computer, and Zoe will come over, and maybe in one of the corners there's a funny animal video, and I'm screwed at that
And then it turns
point.
into the funny cat video series, yeah.
And then it's just like, Dad, and at that point you're just going to give up working and stuff, and I'll go make dinner or something, and so you just go, compilations, longest ones you have. Oh, an hour and a half. There you go, Zoe, it's all yours. And one of the stories, this story came out, it was about a squirrel.
It's so freaking adorable.
And so squirrels are adorable.
They really are. Our dog hates them, but they're so cute.
That's right, because they taunt him. They own him.
And they have fluffy tails and clever beady eyes.
Look at her. Why would she be holding a squirrel? Well, Natalie was walking along at Central Michigan University. She saw a squirrel, a clumsy one, fall out of a tree into a pond.
Oh, no.
And it fought and it fought and it fought.
They're not natural swimmers.
And it fought and it was just going under. And she said, oh no, it's going under. And it's cold out. And so another student and her waded in and got the squirrel. Her friend ran to their dorm, came out with towels, and they went, oh, this is not going to work. This is not, it's lifeless. It's sitting there lifeless.
Oh.
So she said, well, wait a minute. We got to get it warm. Take it up to the stairs. Get the hair dryer going. Keep it warm. Started pumping its little chest. Pumping its little chest just like this. I'm a little squirrel and I'm getting CPR. And guess where she learned it? From the TV show The Office.
They gave CPR to rodents on The Office?
No, for a squirrel. Do you remember the episode?
That's freaking hysterical.
She goes, I didn't know what I was doing. She actually did blow into its mouth.
She's a better woman than I am.
And then they got the hair dryer thing was twitching and stuff like that because it was like ice cold. They got the temperature up, let the thing sit around for a while. Just imagine just
And how delicate you would have to be in its little chest.
breathe.
See, I would be the one who would try to give it a rescue breath, and then those two sharp front teeth would latch right onto my bottom lip and start leading me around the,
exactly.
the student green. I'm sorry.
Anyway, they took it out and it lived, and it was fine.
That is so sweet.
She learned it from The Office.
See? Don't let your mother ever tell you don't learn anything from television.
Television, right? Mm-hmm. Right. There's a trait that, and by the way, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. If you haven't shared the show, do it, because it's really annoying to a lot of people you might know. And there's something, though, there's two things. One is the Christopher giveaway. When we do the Christopher giveaway, and we do this, people go and they take pictures and they send them to us. They say, "Oh, my 3 friends and I had a wonderful time."
Look at my fillet. It's so tender. I cut it
They
with
do
my
that.
fork.
They hold it up like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, thanks. That's really nice." But we're happy they had a good time. And then we have other listeners who like to show how much better traveled they are than us. And so we have a
To warmer climates.
we have a segment of that. But first, we want to say thank you once again for watching. If you have a suggestion on what we should call this melee, the noontime thing, midday.
Nooner seems to be in the ahead.
Midday Massacre, I don't know, whatever it
No,
is.
that one's
Go
down.
ahead and put that in. But so we're going to leave you with the video that gives us anguish and photos about people who are better traveled to us than us and like tropical locations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Very happy for you.
Very.